Okay, people, how you doing today? My name is Antonio Satchel. Hope y'all doing fine. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the internet in general. Everybody who decides to tune in at this moment. The topic for this video is science and God. Science and God is really a question you can ask yourself. I'm gonna ask myself. Science and God, the spiritual God, the God of the Bible, the God who believers believe created everything, and science. What is science by definition? Well, science by definition, I'm reading out of a dictionary online, a branch of knowledge or study dealing with a body of facts or truths, systematically arranged and showing the operation of general laws. That's one of the definitions of science. Dealing with the operation of a system, how it functions, how it works, according to the knowledge and the truth about and the facts about this particular system, this particular operation, this particular thing that is being experimented on, this thing that is being researched or operated on, according to a person or someone observing it and it being, you know, judged according to its operations. And I want to make a quick insertion. Now you can take this how you want to. Scientists, atheists, smart people would like to try and to disprove, or maybe they want to try to prove the Bible according to science. Want to try to prove the existence of God or a God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit according to a science. When you look at the creation of the universe, look at the universe itself. When you look at a computer system, when you look at the flowers, a body, a human body, all of this is a part of science. We actually look at how these things function and how they continue to function, even to the point of how it started. But I want to make a quick insertion here. Science is simply, according by definition, a law and operation of the things that is being operated upon. Say I invented a computer system. All you know about computer science. If I invented a computer system and I studied the science of this computer, what does that mean? What am I studying? I'm studying how the computer itself works, how the computer itself functions, how you press a button to turn the computer on. All of these things is called the science of this computer, the magnetics, all the technology of the computer, the software. That's the science of it, the coding. But it did not talks about, one thing it don't talk about is the one who invented the computer. It do not talk about it. Science only talks about itself. That's why you can't prove or disprove God, the existence of God, the truth about God, based off of science. Science only talks about itself. Okay? If I went into the woods, went hunting, I seen a footprint. Science will observe this footprint. Let's say there was no DNA inside this footprint. Well, science can only talk about the footprint itself. It don't know how the footprint got there. What caused the footprint? It can only talk about the shape of the footprint, the depth of the footprint. Now, if you want to go and say this footprint is caused by a deal, that won't be science anymore. That would be history. If you took history out of science and just left science, it is not going to explain anything outside of itself. How can you scientists try to disprove God by using science? That doesn't make any sense, really. If I take this microphone, now, if I take this phone right here and this software, and I ask this phone to prove the existence of the one that created it, what do you think this phone gonna do? According to this phone, it can't do nothing else but prove the phone. Science want to prove itself, how it works. If I ask this phone to talk, according to science, it will talk about itself. It won't talk about the one who invented it, unless you put a word on it, like a logo. Other than that, it's a phone. Space, stars, the galaxies. It did not talk about who invented it, who created it. As far as they know, it just started. Well, if I press a button on this phone, it's just gonna start. It's gonna cut on. And if you ask the phone who started it, it's gonna say it just started. I just started. It only can talk about itself. So it don't make any. It's not logical to try to fit God in a science box and try to prove or disprove God based off of science. According to the Bible, He asks us to use faith, because you got to go beyond science. My preacher teaches that we got 5 senses, which you can see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. Your faith is your 6th sense. You gotta have faith. You can't. Your nose can't see. Your eye can't smell. You can only do according to those senses. The Bible requires you to go higher than your senses. It's called faith. Now, I can believe that this phone is made by Verizon based on that word that's on this phone. Okay? But according to science itself, there's no way that you can disprove God based off of science. I know you say the burden of proof is on the one who made it. Well, that's just the lack of people having faith. You clearly, if you read the Bible, it says have faith, trust. Why do you need proof? Why do you need evidence? God will ask you why. You want to do it because you want to be the smartest man in the world, want everybody to know your knowledge? Or do you want to really know God? Know if He exists? Have a relationship with Him and grow in Him? Or do you just want to look good like the Pharisees, disproving? So everybody can look at you like you the great man, like you the great woman. Okay. Now, if I want to say this computer in itself, it only will tell me the science of itself. It won't tell you who created the computer. That would be history. So if you want to reason this out and put history apart from science, let's take history and take science out of it and just leave science by itself. Well, of course, you won't see who created it. The who. You only see the what. You won't necessarily see the how. Saying it just started. The universe just started. It's not a what, it's not a how. Okay. Not saying how it started, not saying what. If you're going off of science, I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to make a point. If you're going off of science, it only will talk about itself. It cannot talk about anything outside of itself because it's science. It only talks about itself. Okay? How it works, how it functions. It cannot talk about anything else. That's why you cannot find God based off science. If it's possible that you can find God based off of history, Yes, but off of science, no. So if you can't find God based off science, you can't disprove God based off science. You can't lean to science to prove God, whether he is real or not. That comes by faith in the word. Either he gave it to you or you read out the Bible, but somewhere or another it connected with your life. You know what I'm saying? Connected with your life. It knew what you was going through, how you felt, and it gave you an answer that you knew or that you believed that would work. And you tried it. You stepped out in faith and tried it, and it did. Because it spoke directly into your life, what you was going through, what you was facing. Science, on the other hand, it only can tell you the problem. Can't give you no solution. It can tell you about itself. Sign of cancer. Cancer is this, cancer that. It can't tell you nothing outside itself. Not really. It takes someone with some kind of knowledge to figure out something that's outside of cancer. You know what I'm saying? Science only talks about itself. You know what I'm saying? We all know God to be a spirit. Will science tell you about spirituality? No, it won't. It will not tell you about it. It only talks about itself. So how can you use God to prove or disprove? And how can you use science to prove or disprove God? Okay? You can't do it. Now the Bible talks about the creation of God is shown all throughout the world, so there's no excuse left for man. But that is still based off faith. You have to believe that God created everything. But one thing you can't do is use science to say God didn't create everything. How do you know that? You are deceiving and fooling yourself. Because science only talks about itself. See, if I look at a star up there, I can talk about the function of a star. You know what I'm saying? But I can't talk about the creation of a star. If you want to go all the way back to a Big Bang theory, it will only talk about itself, how it blew up, exploded, boom, and came and started the universe over the years. But it won't talk about what caused it to happen, how it happened. It may even say why it happened based off science. But how? It's really none of your business. How? See what I'm saying? Why do y'all people need proof? Why do you need evidence? Why do you need it? Why do you need it? Some man came to Tuskegee University, graduated. His name is Derek Luke. He played on, I think Anton Fisher played Anton Fisher in the movie Drumline, I believe. Hope I'm getting it right. He said he's a Christian. He had a relationship with God. He still got one, and he heard God talk to him. He wanted to become an actor. At one point, he said he wanted to become a really smart guy and wanted to know everything going on in science about the universe. And God asked him, Derek, why do you want to know all of that? Why? It's because you want to look great, or does it have anything about you knowing me? Why do you want evidence and proof? Do you want to know God? Know that God is real? Know that the God of the Bible is the real God? Is the real God? Or you want to disprove him because you don't like his laws? You don't like his ways. So you want to disprove God and figure out some reason that he can't be real. Why do you need the evidence? You got trust issues? Do you believe that God is lying to you? Why do you need evidence? Why do you need proof? According to the Bible, he has faith. If you don't do it according to the Bible, how else do you expect to find God? You have to do it according to the Bible. If you want to disprove the Bible according to the Bible. Okay? Science and God. Science and God. Science only talks about itself. And you know that. It only talks about its own functions. But it would not say anything outside of itself. That's not science. Science is truth or knowledge according to his own operations. According to you observing it. I'm observing this body, this heart, how it functions, how it works. That's what science. It can't not go beyond and say who made it, how it gets there, how it comes to existence. My computer will not say Antonio created and invented me. It will not say that. It will only talk about its own software. That's how I designed it. It only talk about that. It won't go outside and say Antonio made me. Antonio made me. So you can't prove Antonio with my computer to say Antonio made this computer. You can't prove that. You can't disprove it. How can you disprove that I made? If I can invent a computer, how can you disprove that I made it? How can you prove that I made it? By using science. Maybe we must use history and faith. Well, I want you to think about what I just said. If it made any sense at all, think about it. Okay? You can comment on this video or whatever you like to do. But just think about it before you comment. Just think about it. Okay. It's Antonio Satchel. It's been good talking to you, sharing what was on my mind. And that is all. Have a nice day. How you turn this thing off. Here we go.